Welcome back, everybody. The title of this video pretty much says it all. And we're going to once again talk about and show and rather confirm once again how rigged and scripted the world of professional and high-level collegiate sports is. And there is no way that any human being with any brain cell in their mind can discredit or disprove what I'm about to show you. If you're new here, we're going to talk about the language of gematria. Gematria comes from Kabbalah, which has the belief that God created the world with letters, numbers, and words. And there's 4 base ciphers we talk about. We talk about the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. The reverse alphabetic order, Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3, back to A is 26. And then the alphabetic order and the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, meaning you break every letter down to a single digit. So there will be 4 numerical values attached to any word, letter, or phrase. If you think it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard, understand that the Jesuit order, who controls media, government, military, who murders people by the numbers, who rigs your sports games, they don't think it's dumb, and they operate by this code every single day. And when you learn their code, you see just how rigged and scripted your world is every single day. The Jesuits were on their calendar. They gave us the language. It's undeniable. Think about your currency. If you're in the United States, any bill, take any bill out of your wallet right now, the $1 bill, the $2 bill, the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, or the 100. You'll see gematria on there. You'll see things like A1, B2, C3, Z26, O15, I9. You'll see gematria on there because it's their currency, it's their money, it's their world. And what we're going to talk about is how Sam Houston State, as we had predicted on Patreon, if you want to sign up to my Patreon, it'll be the pinned post in the comments section. We had talked about on Patreon why we really liked Sam Houston State to win the national championship. And we had talked about how it was all about the number 7. And we're going to talk about the death of Colt Brennan and the sick joke these assholes did at the end of this game. So, getting into this, I want you to see right away how South Dakota State won this game, or Sam Houston State beat South Dakota State 23-21. And no doubt at the end of the game when Sam Houston State scored the touchdown, no doubt the kicker missed the extra point on purpose. It was as plain as day. He just looks over to the sideline smirking like, oh, yeah, well, I missed it. That's what you wanted me to do, right? But they wanted to keep it at 23 points because Bearcats sums to 23. And we have been talking about the 7 riddles in sports this entire year. We had said Nick Saban at Alabama had won his 7th national championship. Tom Brady won his 7th Super Bowl. Baylor won the NCAA basketball tournament when Texas had 7 teams in the tournament. And Bob Baffert just won his 7th Kentucky Derby. And what I want you to see is Sam Houston State is named after Sam Houston, who was a leader of the Texas Revolution, but more importantly, he was the 7th governor of Texas. And I want you to see how Nick Saban won his 7th ring during the FBS National Championship, January 11th, And from January 11th to the date of today's national championship, the FCS national championship, was exactly 125 days, like how Sam Houston sums to 125. And I want you to see how when Nick Saban and Alabama won this game, I want you to see how Ohio State fell to 7-1 on the season. And from this national championship today, May 16th, to the anniversary of the death of Sam Houston was 71 days. And Sam Houston State Bearcats, in the most pure cipher, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, sums to 71. And this game had a lightning delay for 71 minutes. Alabama drops Ohio State to 7-1 from this national championship to the anniversary of Sam Houston's death. 71 days. Sam Houston State Bearcats sums to 71, and this game had a fucking 71-minute lightning delay. Would you believe it? And lightning, in the most pure cipher, sums to 44. And this game summed to 44 points. Would you believe it? And look at Casey Keeler, the coach of Sam Houston State. He has the July 26th birthday, the same exact day Sam Houston died in history. Now, what I want to talk about here is the sick joke of Colt Brennan, the former star quarterback for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors in the mid-2000s, how he dropped dead at age 37 on May 11th, and how we said that day it looked very, very good for Sam Houston to win the national championship. And I want to show you the sick joke of this. We had said then, Colt Brennan dies at age 37. Sam Houston, in the most pure cipher, sums to 37. And they became 1-2 in national championship games, and 37 is the 12th prime number. And if you watched this game on TV, which I did with my dad, and I was even sitting there in my head, they had 3rd and goal at the 10-yard line, and they put a stat on the screen showing Eric Schmidt was 19 of 36 passing. And I said, watch. Or I didn't say it, but I was just thinking it in my mind. I said, watch. He's going to throw the touchdown on his 37th pass of the game, because Colt Brennan dropped dead at age 37. Sam Houston sums to 37, and he's going to win the game right here, throwing the touchdown pass with 16 seconds to play, and Sam Houston sums to 53, the 16th prime number. You see how scripted these games are, from the final score to the box score. For any of you that think they would never murder a man and sync up their rituals like this, you're obviously very brain dead, because they've been doing this since the time of ancient Rome, when they sacrificed people before sports were created, as a way to appease the masses and a way of sacrificing people for their gods. And the same exact thing's going on now. And I want you to see how Colt Brennan, his name sums to 62. The national championship was on a date with 62 numerology. And the starting quarterback for Sam Houston, Eric Schmidt, look at how his name sums to 179 and 62, just like Colt Brennan, when you run the alphabetic order backwards and you apply the rules of numerology. So this cipher, Z is 1, Y is 2, X is 3, up to A is 26, and this cipher is simply the alphabetic order in reverse, only with the rules of numerology, where you're breaking every letter down to a single digit. So the reason this matters again is because when you add up 179 and 62, it sums to 241. 241 is the 53rd prime number, like how Sam Houston's 53. 53 is the 16th prime number, and Eric Schmidt throws the game-winning touchdown pass with 16 seconds left. Undeniable. And look at the guy that caught the winning touchdown. This is the player who caught the winning touchdown. His name, 46. Colt Brennan, 46. Sacrifice, 46. This is the most pure cipher, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So S, the 19th letter, 1 plus 9 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. A, the first letter, C, the third letter, R, the 18th letter, so 1 plus 8 is 9. I, the 9th letter, F, the 6th, I, the 9th, C, the 3rd, E, the 5th. Added up, 46. Same thing with Colt Brennan. C, the 3rd, O, the 15th, so 1 plus 5 is 6. L, the 12th, 1 plus 2 is 3. T, the 20th, 2 plus 0 is 2. B, the 2nd, R, the 18th, 1 plus 8 is 9. E, the 5th, N, the 14th letter, so 1 plus 4 is 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. A, the first letter, 1 plus 4 is 5. You see how they do it? This is called gematria. This is the cipher that Manly P. Hall talks about in his book called The Secret Teachings of All Ages, where he says, if you would take this cipher and you apply it to news, sports, government, media, you're going to see some interesting connections. That's why this is esoteric knowledge. It's only meant to be understood by a small number of people. They execute their rituals this way. This is exactly what we expose. This is why they don't teach it in your bullshit schools. They don't want people to know about this. This is why we get our channels deleted on YouTube, why we get censored. How many channels has Zachary Hubbard been on? I currently have a strike on my channel after my first strike was abolished back in April after a 90-day period. So look at this. From Colt Brennan's 37th birthday to the date of the national championship was exactly 39 weeks. And Hawaii sums to 39. He was known for playing for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. And look at this. He threw exactly 131 touchdown passes in his career at Hawaii. And championship sums to 131. His death perfectly synced with Sam Houston's rigged national championship. That's why Colt Brennan was chosen. He had the right numbers. Being in the world of celebrity, it's a fateful world. You ever hear the term, your number's up in relation to death? This is exactly what they're talking about. Now look at this. Sam Houston was born on March 2nd, a date written 3-2, like how 131 is the 32nd prime number. But from his birthday to the date Colt Brennan died was exactly 71 days. As we've already talked about, Sam Houston State Bearcats sums to 71. So this game, a total sick joke. R.I.P. to Sam Houston. R.I.P. to Colt Brennan. This is the stuff we need to expose to put an end to it. Yes, you can profit off of it, as a lot of people did. Sam Houston was a really nice payout today. We put this out on Patreon saying it was pretty much a guarantee. But we got to put an end to things like murder by numbers. For all the people that want to get mad and pissed off at me for exposing people being murdered by the numbers, understand that I'm not the dumb one. You guys want to continue to watch these people get murdered by the numbers. You're the ones that are truly sick and truly evil who want to demonize people like me for exposing the truth. It should be people like you that are 6 feet under and not people like Colt Brennan. Till next time, guys.